10 Invicta watches under $500. Hashtag watches mentioned. Everyone loves to talk about Rolex, Omega, or AP, but let's be real, not everyone's ready to drop 5 figures on a watch. That's where Invicta comes in. Love them or hate them, Invicta delivers bold designs, solid specs, and wrist presence without draining your bank account. So if you want that oversized flex without the oversized price, here are 10 Invicta watches under $500 that actually deserve a spot on your wrist. Number 10. Invicta S1 Rally. If you want big wrist presence without big brand pricing, the S1 Rally is classic Invicta. Loud, legible, and unapologetically race day. The 48mm case gives you that bold dashboard gauge vibe. It's a proper quartz chronograph with a 60-minute timer, running seconds, and a 24-hour subdial. Pair that with solid water resistance and a tough mineral crystal, and you've got a daily beater that can take grocery runs, gym trips, and weekend splashes in stride. The palette is stealthy sport, black case, black dial, with a pop from the leather strap's contrast detailing, so it reads motorsport without screaming for attention. On the wrist, it wears wide but not crazy thick, and the short strap overhang helps it sit flatter than you'd expect for a 48. Functionally, it's dead simple, reliable, cheap to service, and runs for about 3 years on a basic cell. When it dies, swap the battery and you're back. Now value is where the S1 Rally quietly dunks on the field. Street prices are routinely a fraction of the scary Invicta MSRP. We've seen this exact reference new from reputable discounters for well under $150, making it a low-risk pickup and an easy gift watch that still looks like you know what you're doing. If you've got a bigger wrist or just love the racing aesthetic, the S1 Rally is pure fun for not a lot of cash. The case measures 48mm in stainless steel, but the thickness stays around 13mm, so it doesn't feel like a brick. Water resistance is 100 meters, so it handles rain, sinks, and swims just fine. Inside is the Japanese TMI VD54 quartz chronograph with a 60-minute counter, 24-hour display, and running seconds. And the battery lasts about 3 years on an SR920SW cell. Over the dial, you get a mineral crystal, and on the wrist, it comes on a 22mm leather strap. And with the street price ranging from $70 to $150, you just can't complain. Keep in mind though that the prices on this list may fluctuate depending on when you're watching this video. Moving on to the next Invicta, we have number 9, Invicta Pro Diver Grand Diver. If you like your dive watches bold, legible, and unapologetically chunky, the Grand Diver is peak Invicta in the best way. It's a true steel tool watch with real specs, not just wrist bling. A screw-down crown, 300-meter water resistance, a serious diver's bezel, and a blue dial that pops without getting loud. Under the hood is the Seiko-born workhorse, hacking, hand-winding, easy to regulate, and easy to live with day to day. For collectors who want that classic sub-style vibe but prefer a beefier stance on the wrist, this one hits the sweet spot. On the wrist, the story is presence combined with surprising comfort. The 47mm case wears shorter than you'd think, thanks to a compact lug span and a bracelet that doesn't fight your wrist. Thickness stays around the mid-teens, so it feels solid without turning into a doorstop. You get Invicta's familiar exhibition case back to watch the rotor spin, generous lume, and a mineral crystal on top, which is sensible and inexpensive to replace if you're hard on your gear. The net effect is a desk-to-dock diver that can take abuse and still clean up nicely for dinner. Value is where the Grand Diver really earns its keep. Yes, Invicta's MSRP game can be theatrical, but street prices tell the truth. It routinely lands well under $250 from reputable sellers, and even Invicta's own outlet often lists it below $200. That keeps this automatic 300-meter diver firmly under our $500 cap and makes it a low-risk entry into mechanical watches or an easy beater for folks who already have pricier pieces. The Grand Diver's stainless steel case is 47mm across with around 14mm of thickness, and a compact 49mm lug-to-lug that helps it sit flatter than the size suggests. Water resistance is 300 meters with a screw-down crown. Inside is the Japanese NH35A automatic, hacking and hand-winding with about 41 hours of power reserve. Up top, you get a mineral crystal, and the typical street price is about $150 to $250. If you want a big, bold, under $100 chrono that actually wears with purpose, this next watch is your move. Number 8. Invicta I-Force. This is a left-handed layout, crown and pushes on the left side, so it won't dig into your wrist when you bend your hand back. Southpaws love it, and right-handers get comfort gains too. The case is a broad 46mm in stainless steel with a clean black dial, oversized Arabic numerals, and a tri-compact chrono readout that's easy to glance at a go. The I-Force wears large, flat, and surprisingly manageable. The case thickness is approximately 12mm, so it isn't a hockey puck, and the broad strap helps it plant. The lefty control layout makes start-stop easy with your thumb if you wear it on the right wrist, which is one of those small ergonomic wins you noticed in the first hour. You'll routinely see this model between $75 and $120 from reputable discounters, sometimes near $80 on big e-tailers. Invicta's own EU store regularly posts promo pricing around €109. That keeps it well inside our under $500 fence, and honestly, it's one of the easiest big chrono buys at the moment. The case diameter is 46mm in stainless steel with a left-hand crown pusher layout. At roughly 12mm thick, it wears flatter than expected for the size. And while the lug-to-lug isn't officially listed, the broad 22mm strap helps it sit securely on most medium to large wrists. Water resistance is 100 meters, which is fine for swimming and daily rough and tumble. Inside is the TMI Seiko VD57 quartz chronograph with date, giving you reliable timing with grab-and-go convenience. Power comes from a user-replaceable SR920SW cell. The crystal is mineral, and you'll regularly find the watch discounted to under $150. Like the classic blue sunray and gold accents dive vibe without flirting with your overdraft, you might like the next Invicta. Number 7. Invicta Pro Diver 30021. This two-tone Pro Diver gives you that familiar silhouette, a clean date at 3, and just right wrist presence at 43mm, all while staying firmly under our $500 cap. It's the kind of watch you wear to brunch, to the office, and yes, into the pool without a second thought. Design-wise, this Pro Diver is Invicta doing what Invicta does best: big legibility and shiny charm. The aluminium bezel rings the blue dial, the indices are bold and lume-filled, and the two-tone bracelet keeps it from looking like every other silver diver in the room. Practical bits are here too: screw-down crown for better sealing, and Invicta's flame fusion crystal on top, which is tougher than plain mineral and cheap to replace if you're hard on your watches. Inside beats a Japanese quartz movement and a common battery you can swap in minutes. Battery life is about 3 years, so you're not living at the jeweler. Accuracy is quartz tight, and because the case is only around 11 to 12mm thick, it doesn't feel like a dinner plate on smaller wrists. Translation: the look says weekend yacht, the maintenance says set it and forget it. Value is the kicker. Ignore the over-the-top MSRPs because the street price on this reference generally sits deep under $200 from reputable retailers, keeping it squarely in impulse buy territory. The case is 43mm in stainless steel with a two-tone bracelet, and thickness is about 12mm, so it wears flat for a diver. Water resistance is 100 meters with a screw-down crown, making it fine for swimming and daily use. Inside is the Japanese TMI PC32 quartz movement, powered by an SR626SW battery with roughly a 3-year life. Over the dial, you get Invicta's flame fusion crystal, and the sunray blue dial is paired with a gold tone aluminium bezel insert. And you can easily get it at discounted prices ranging from $80 to $180. If you love the classic sub-style look but want something smaller, lighter, and truly portable, this next Pro Diver is the sleeper pick in Invicta's Pro Diver family. Number 6. Invicta Pro Diver 8932. This is the compact one with a slim profile and a bracelet that doesn't overwhelm smaller wrists. It keeps the formula that works. Black dial, coin edge bezel, date at 3, lume you can actually read, while ditching the bulk that scares off a lot of first-time diver buyers. Think of it as the daily driver diver. It fits under a cuff, disappears on the wrist, and just does its job without drama. Under the hood is a no-nonsense Japanese quartz caliber. Translation: set it once, wear it for months, and when the battery eventually taps out, a cheap SR626SW cell and 5 minutes at a kiosk bring it back to life. Accuracy is quartz tight, maintenance is near zero, and parts are everywhere, and the value is almost ridiculous. Invicta's MSRP theatrics aside, this watch routinely shows up from reputable retailers for why not money, often around the $50 to $100 mark depending on sales. If you're starting a collection, this is an easy first diver. If you already own mechanicals, it's a perfect grab-and-go travel piece that won't ruin your trip if it goes missing in a hotel gym. The case measures 37.5mm in stainless steel with a compact, easy-wearing footprint. With water resistance at 200 meters, it's suitable for swimming and light diving. Inside is the Japanese Hattori TMI PC328 quartz movement, powered by an SR626SW battery with about a 3-year life. Over the dial you get a mineral crystal, and day-to-day accuracy is classic quartz set and forget. Oh, and speaking on price, you can get this Pro Diver between $50 and $100. Now for the classic sub-style look without babysitting a 4-figure watch. This next watch is the easy button. Number 5. Invicta Pro Diver 9094OB. The OB stands for coin edge bezel. It's the sharper, more vintage feeling bezel that gives this Pro Diver its old school charm. On paper, it's the formula watch lovers want at this price. 40mm stainless steel case, screw-down crown, 200-meter water resistance, blue sunray dial, and an exhibition case back so you can see the rotor spin. The heart is the Seiko family NH35A automatic with hacking and hand winding. It's the definition of a workhorse. Reliable, easy to regulate, and with parts everywhere. Power reserve is around 41 hours, which means you can take it off after work and it'll still be ticking the next morning. If you're stepping up from quartz, this is a forgiving first mechanical. If you've already got pricier pieces, it's the grab-and-go beater you won't baby. The lume is Invicta's Tritnite, the bezel is unidirectional, and the screw-down crown keeps the 200-meter rating honest for swimming or snorkeling. In short, daily proof and pool ready. Value is the mic drop. Ignore the dramatic MSRP, as the street price is nowhere near that range and is often under $100 from reputable sellers. That makes this watch one of those rare hobby wins. Automatic movement, real deal water resistance, versatile size, and a look people instantly get, all on a budget that feels almost silly. The case is 40mm stainless steel with a coin edge OB bezel and a screw-down crown, and thickness is about 14mm. Lug to lug comes in around 48mm, which helps it wear balanced on most wrists. Water resistance is 200 meters. Inside is the Japanese Seiko Instruments NH35A automatic with hacking and hand winding, and roughly a 41-hour power reserve. Up top, you get a mineral crystal. And when it comes to price, you'll find this beauty regularly priced between $80 and $150. If there's one Invicta that watch nerds secretly respect, it's this next watch. Number 4. Invicta Pro Diver 8926OB. This is the gateway automatic that started 1,000 collections. Classic 40mm steel case, screw-down crown, 200-meter water resistance, coin edge OB bezel, blue chip legibility, and an exhibition case back so you can actually see the rotor doing its thing. It delivers the familiar sub-style silhouette without the 4-figure anxiety, and it does it with real honest specs that hold up in daily use. It has the presence you expect from a diver, but it still slides under a cuff and doesn't feel like a dinner plate on smaller wrists. In short, everyday wearable, pull ready, and desk to dock friendly. Invicta offers a closely related gold accented sibling if you prefer a dressier watch while retaining the qualities of this one. And if you'd like to combine the gold accents with the blue sunray, there is a model for you as well. The heart of this piece is the Seiko family workhorse automatic with hacking and hand winding. Plus, the parts availability makes long-term ownership painless. It's forgiving to regulate, reliable across years, and exactly the kind of movement you want in a first mechanical, or a no-stress beater alongside pricier pieces. Value is where the 89260B goes from solid to no-brainer. Ignore the dramatic MSRP game. Street pricing from legit sellers regularly lands deep under our $500. The case measures 40mm in stainless steel with thickness around 14mm and a wrist-friendly 48mm lug-to-lug. Water resistance is 200 meters with a screw-down crown. Inside is the Japanese Seiko Instruments NH35A automatic with hacking and hand winding and about a 41-hour power reserve. At the very top, you get a mineral crystal. Speaking of price, you'll be looking at approximately $100 to $150. If you want Daytona vibes on a burger money budget, the next Invicta is the classic Invicta that keeps showing up to the podium. Number 3. Invicta Speedway Men. It's compact, bright-dialed, and unapologetically racing. Fixed tachymeter scale, tri-compact layout, and a screw-down crown that lets it hit 200 meters of water resistance, which is not common at its price range. The Speedway Men wears tidy and confidence-building. On most wrists, it feels like an old sports chrono, more athletic than dressy, but not a hockey puck. Independent retailer specs peg thickness around approximately 13mm, which helps it slide under a cuff better than you'd expect from a 200-meter screw-down chrono. The dial is high contrast and legible. Lume on the hands or markers keeps it readable when the lights drop. If you're timing intervals at the gym or laps in the pool, the VD53 start-stop reset is snappy and reliable, with split-time capability baked in by design. The case diameter is 39.5mm, often listed as approximately 40mm in stainless steel, and at about 13mm thick, it wears compact and balanced. Lug-to-lug isn't formally published, but the 20mm bracelet helps it plant on most wrists without overhang. Water resistance is 200 meters with a screw-down crown and a fixed tachymeter bezel. Inside is the TMI Hattori VD53B 14 quartz chronograph for set-and-forget accuracy. Power is a user-replaceable silver oxide cell. The crystal is mineral, and you can easily get it for under $150, with prices mostly ranging from $75 to $120. If you want a clean metal-on-metal chrono that looks sharp and doesn't flinch at daily abuse, this is where the Specialty Men comes in. Number 2. Invicta Specialty Men. It's classic Invicta in the best way. Full stainless steel case and bracelet, sunray silver dial, 3-register layout you can read at a glance, and reliability from a Japanese quartz movement. The proportions hit that sweet spot for a modern sports watch, but with tidy thickness and a flat case back that helps it sit low. Add 100 meters of water resistance, a solid bracelet with push-button clasp, and Invicta's Tough Flame Fusion crystal, and you've got a beater that still looks put together with a polo or a denim jacket. Under the hood is the TMI Seiko VD53 chronograph caliber. It's a set-and-forget engine that keeps time accurately and doesn't mind getting knocked around, which is perfect if you want chronograph function without the maintenance curve of an automatic. The bezel is stainless and true to many Invicta sport pieces. It's spec'd as unidirectional, so timing quick tasks is intuitive. Day to day, it's the kind of watch you throw on and don't worry about. Durable spec, crisp contrast, and a street price that's almost comically low compared to the look on the wrist. The case diameter is 45mm in stainless steel and about 12mm thick. It wears flatter than the width suggests. The lug-to-lug isn't formally listed, but the 22mm bracelet helps it plant securely. Water resistance is 100 meters, good for swimming and everyday rough and tumble. Inside is the TMI Seiko VD53 quartz chronograph with a 60-minute counter, central chrono seconds, and a 24-hour sub-dial. power comes from a user-replaceable SR920SW battery. The crystal is flame fusion for added scratch resistance, and the street pricing is around $70 to $120. If you've ever liked the idea of an Invicta but bounced off the loud branding, this next one is the one that wins people over. Number 1. Invicta Pro Diver 1953 Exclusive Men. The 1953 strips it back to the good stuff. Clean gilt accent dial, no date, no cyclops, no crown guards, and mercifully no giant K-side engraving. It's a simple, heritage-style diver that looks like it time-traveled out of a 1950s catalog and landed on your wrist with modern specs. The bezel action is surprisingly crisp, and the fully brushed bracelet keeps the vintage vibe honest and avoids the shiny link flash that turns some folks off. If you've tried the chunkier grand divers and wished for something tidier and cleaner visually, this nails it. It's the rare Invicta that die-hard watch nerds nod at because it dials down the theatrics and leans into purposeful design. Now the price is the true deal. Ignore the circus MSRPs. Street prices for the exclusive men routinely sit way well under $500 and hover around low hundreds from well-known sellers. That makes this one of the easiest first mechanicals to recommend, or a no-stress travel beater piece alongside pricier watches. In short, classic looks, honest specs, and a price that feels almost silly for the amount of watch you're getting. The case measures 40mm in stainless steel, with thickness around 14 to 14.5 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug of 49mm that keeps it balanced on most wrists. The water resistance is solid at around 200 meters, which means this watch can go anywhere wet without blinking. Inside is the Japanese Seiko TMI NH35A automatic with hacking and hand winding and roughly a 41-hour power reserve. Over the dial, you get a mineral crystal, and the dial is the clean, no date, no cyclops 1953 layout. The price point is somewhere between $100 and $170. What other watch do you think belongs on this list? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe to the channel.